Growing up in Philly, my family had a small women's swimsuit factory. The scruffy one beside me is Rags, my best friend. At 2, my prop of choice was a box of contraband Cuban cigars. The mischief began early. That's my big brother Andy. Twice my size, he rolled me down the stairs. My parents were horrified. I laughed the whole way down.
At 15, my friends talked me into running for high school president. I was reckless, ambitious, and far too young. Perfect. Our campaign poster? A bikini model peeling a banana. The slogan? Let Falik be your symbol. Subtle, I know. The election was very close, but I lost. However, I learned something very important. I would never again run for political office. Every year, our swimsuit company showed its line at the fashion show in Hershey. Beautiful models, delicious chocolate, and me, volunteering. At Cornell, I roomed with my best friend, a political theory major, cigar aficionado, and voracious reader. He left newspapers everywhere. What could go wrong? One night he dropped a lit cigar on his bed and just kept reading. The room went up, and he didn't even notice. I lasted 10 days at Yale Law. 10. So I drove to Harvard, where a brand new dean took a chance on me. No idea why. 25 years later, President Bach shook my hand and said, "Glad I made the right call admitting you." So was I. Every law review editor wrote a scholarly article. I made a satirical movie instead, mocking the whole school. Naturally,
I was asked to play the lead, a backwoods hick who bluffs his way to law professor. I really committed to the look.
of all places, my silly hick film got screened at a banquet for feminist icon Gloria Steinem. Somehow she liked it. I think I peaked right there. I kept that film 50 years, then showed it to Professor Freed's family. They loved the ending. Me and a future Solicitor General sharing a joint. Candy and I met a few years out of college. We were in love and we both thought maybe we should get married. Marrying Candy was absolutely the best decision of my life. I continue to feel this way 52 years later. Before kids, we purchased 2 around-the-world tickets and took the trip of a lifetime. It was a deeply meaningful experience and inspired us to make international travel central to our lives. We were excited to begin our trip in mainland China, the second American group to visit the region.
People of all ages swarmed us, wild to see a camera none of them had ever laid eyes on. I let each one look through the lens, and their faces lit up with wonder. Nothing could be more exotic than visiting the temples in Bali. The Balinese were so friendly, hospitable, and almost mesmerizing. We rode a motorcycle all over Bali and capped the day with a magic mushroom omelet. Children of the 70s. In Kathmandu, I propped my camera on a ledge, set the timer, and it caught the absolute best photo of us ever taken. We went deep into the Himalayas. Trekking each day from village to village with these vistas was otherworldly. We hiked over 80 miles on roads like this, climbing 10,000 feet to reach Everest Base Camp. It was exhausting but deeply rewarding.
We washed our clothes in the Everest River. We traveled incredibly light and subsisted on rice and lentils. We found the most exquisite, isolated beach in the Seychelles, Anya Lazio. Pristine white sand, crystal clear water, we snorkeled for hours. Scuba diving in the Seychelles, we saw some of the most extraordinary underwater life. Giant turtles, reef sharks, lionfish, and manta rays. Our next stop was Kenya, on one of the most exquisite safaris I could ever imagine. Lions chasing zebra, cheetahs chasing antelope.
At sunrise, I was stunned when a herd of Cape buffalo charged 3 male lions, hooves thunderous, and the terrified cats jumped into a ravine, desperate to escape. This photo of it won a $3,000 prize.
Scuba diving in the Red Sea was a dream. The clarity of the water and the hammerhead shark swimming 50 meters below us was unforgettable. We watched the sun rise over Jerusalem. You simply do not forget a morning like that one. Ever. Back home, I went corporate and worked like a dog. My greatest success? Defending the largest polluter in the country. I was miserable. Then Candy said it plainly: be the leading pollution lawyer or know your 1-year-old daughter. I left to teach at USF within the month.
Then came the real adventure, Abby, Becca, and Ben. 3 kids who made every trip before them look small. Later, we showed them the world too. All 5 of us, everywhere. The best trips I have ever taken.
Candy and I still managed to get away. People always ask where this one was, but honestly, I was so busy looking at Candy, I don't even remember.
I always dreamed of building a golf course, so I built Whitney Oaks with Johnny Miller, a US Open champion who knew far more than I did. Opening day with my father and son both present was deeply moving.
Taking a huge risk, West Park purchased 1,600 acres of cattle pasture 3 miles from Rosebuild, 4 square miles in the middle of nowhere. My partners thought I was out of my mind. I wasn't sure they were wrong. 16 years of purgatory, facing challenge after challenge. 2 ballot initiatives, 4 lawsuits. I almost lost everything more than once. We lucked out and sold at the top of the market to the 3 largest home builders in the United States. Thousands of people have made West Park their home.
Nobody survives 16 years of that alone. I have the 4 best partners a man could ask for: John Murray, Jeff Jones, John Talman, and Ryan O'Keefe. Thank you.
Word of the West Park financial success reached Elena Kagan, Harvard Law's dean. Make a donation, she said, and you can put your name on a room. With a name like Falik, only one room made sense, the men's room. She laughed and said, I love it. She sits on the Supreme Court now.
After West Park, I created Berkeley's first interdisciplinary real estate course across 4 grad schools. For 20 years, I've coached UC graduate school real estate competitions. We win over 80%. I was lucky to have great teams. Several hundred former students came back and voted me the Berkeley Real Estate Alumni Association Person of the Year. I was deeply moved, humbled, and overwhelmed. My 70th birthday at Stinson Beach, everyone I love in one place. I remember thinking, it doesn't get any better than this. Many of you were there.
I still ride 10 miles a day, whether Berkeley, Kauai, France, or Croatia. I hope to do this for the rest of my life.
Though my favorite rides were always the ones with my family. Abby, Joel, Becca, and Matt have blessed us with Rio, Luca, Sage, Zeke, and Junie.
3 kids became 6 grandkids. Chaos, noise, pure joy. And the best part? They actually all love each other.
Ben and Rachel gave us a beautiful new grandchild, Winnie, who will be delighted to be playing with all of her cousins. From a toddler with a box of contraband cigars, to high school president, to Harvard Law, to teaching, to a father and grandfather, I am incredibly grateful for this life. None of it would have been possible without the love and support of my family and many dear friends. I love you all and thank you for joining in this celebration.